All right, welcome everyone. My name is Cam Adair. I'm the founder of Game Quitters, and I'm here today with my good friend Caleb, and we're going to talk about his experience in the Game Quitters program. So, Caleb, how's it going?
It's pretty good, man. Currently 94 days free from video games, and it's made a huge difference. Huge, huge difference.
94 days
And
is like just incredible. I remember when we had our very first conversation. For you, reaching that 90-day mark was a huge focus, right? Like that was like I remember you shared something like if I could hit 90 days, that would be the coolest accomplishment. And here you are, kind of 94 days later, and really it's been an incredible journey. So I wanted to kind of share a bit about that today in the hope that it inspires others who are on a similar path. And so for you, what was life like before you did the Game Quitters program?
so, just to put it plainly, I really just felt like I wasn't utilizing my time correctly. Um, it just really felt like a lot of the free time I had just got sunken right into that, and it was like I had like my work life, you know, a little bit of life with my wife, which needed to be more, and then video games. And video games took up a massive chunk of that. I would easily spend 6 to 10 hours, sometimes 8 to 12, even on a weekday, stay up till 2 a.m., 3 a.m. sometimes playing games. And that alone just hurt my week so much because I'd be getting 4 or 5 hours of sleep, maybe less, and just show up to work just feeling like crap and half sleeping, you know what I mean. And it took away so much time from me and my wife as well, and just any other real hobbies that I had that I wanted to pursue. It just sunk in the majority of my like free time is what happened. And I would find myself oftentimes like, friends would want to hang out with me, and I have a pretty large group of friends that I like to hang out with. And they'd be like, hey man, we're going out to eat tonight, or hey, we're hanging out at so and so's house tonight, or do you want to come? And I would think to myself like, well, it's going to be more fun doing that or sitting here and playing 6 hours straight of this game. I mean, that would like cross my mind all the time in any circumstance, any situation. And it was just it felt like it was just stealing from my life. It felt like I don't get to enjoy these things because I need to fulfill this urge or satisfaction that I have. For me, like within the last year or so, it really started to feel like a chore. Like it was like, all right, I got to do this today. Like I got to get on this game and play this for so much time. And it really started to become less enjoyable because it felt like this task that I had to do in my time. And for me, it really got to a point where I was just so sick of it and just needed to do something about it. And I had been praying about it a lot, and I felt like this was like the last thing that I really needed to get out of my life entirely, as far as bad habits. And that's why, right when I saw Cam's email, like, hey, we can work together. I can be your mentor. Let's do a quick Zoom call, just see if you qualify for what we're looking for. Um, Immediately when I saw that, I was like, yes. I mean, there was like no question. It was like, I'm checking this out 100%. So I would just say, before, when I was gaming, it just felt like a lot of my free time was sucked up by so many things. Whereas now it feels like I'm in control of my time. I didn't think that was possible for a long time. I thought I'd be playing video games for the rest of my life, honestly. I thought that was just who I was. I thought that was what defined me. I thought I felt kind of trapped. Like, this is it. Like, this is who you are. You play video games a lot. This is what you do. And I'm really glad that I can say definitely it's not who I am, and it's not who any of you are out there that may want to quit this, because it's very possible.
Amazing, amazing. And I remember that first Zoom call we had because it just felt like, everything for me. I think I said this to you at the time, and I really don't say this to everybody, but for you, it really was like you were a perfect fit for ultimately what we were looking to accomplish together. And part of that was the clarity you had. Like you had come to a point where you wanted to stop. You were very clear on what your goals were, where you were looking to go, and you were committed to doing that. And when we have that clarity, it helps so much because we're not in that question of, am I going to stop? Am I not? It's just like, I'm going to stop. I'm going to move forward, and here we go. And so looking at kind of like, 94 days later, how have things changed for you? Like, what does your life look like now?
Yeah, so it's went through quite a few changes, which you were a part of as well, and a lot of things that have changed. So I'll just kind of dive into them. Number one, I have created for myself a very busy schedule throughout the week. One of the hobbies, just I'll throw out there, is one of the big hobbies that I'm in now is board games. And it's actually a really good substitute for video games because number one, you can't really just sit around and play board games by yourself all day like you can on an Xbox or on a computer. And so that's nice. It kind of involves that community aspect of it. Um, Another thing is it allows me to really spend the time with the friends and family that I truly want to spend the time with. I think for me, one of the biggest things was I was being very selfish with my time. I'm sure some of you guys out there feel the same way, because you're just saying, hey, I want to spend this time to please myself and play this game. And with board games, it's like, hey, I'm actually going out of my way to drive to this place to meet my friends here, set up this board game, play with them, have fun doing it. Board games is one of the biggest hobbies I replace my time with. I'll just kind of run through what my schedule looks like, just so people understand, what that may look like for somebody out there. So Monday nights, I work from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, like most of you, I'm sure, do. Work 8 to 5. I go straight to my parents' house. We do board game night, and I have my brother show up, my dad, and then some friends, and we'll play different games depending on how many people are coming or who wants to play what. Tuesday nights, I do a kind of like a Bible study Zoom call with a friend of mine. He's actually in my Bible study, and we chat for like 2.5 hours. He lives over in New York, and we get into a whole bunch of stuff. So I usually talk to him Tuesday nights when I come home. I'll cook some dinner, and then my call with Cam would happen 30 minutes to an hour after that, and that would last about an hour and a half, and that would put me at about 9:15, sometimes 9:30 my time. And then at that point it's like, okay, kind of winding down for bed, so you go to bed there, and then Wednesday, go to work, get off work, go to the gym, come home, have Bible study from 7 to about 9:30. They can go kind of long, so hop on there, do that. That's pretty much my entire night right there. Thursday nights is a really fun one that me and Cam kind of created through the time. It's actually it's a date night with my wife. So me and my wife will just do anything that we're up to. It's kind of fun. It's spontaneous. It has that element of like of surprise in a way that it's like, all right, we're gonna do something new tonight, maybe, or maybe we'll just play board games, or maybe we'll go see a movie, or maybe we'll just hang out and just watch TV or something. So that's been a really fun thing for me, is having the date night Thursday night with my wife, and then Friday is guys' night. That's my Monday through Friday. So that is just packed. I mean, I got stuff going on the entire time. Saturdays is kind of an up in the air thing. Typically, my wife and I will schedule the first half of the day together to do a lot of stuff, and then sometimes in the evening I'll kind of branch off and hang out with friends, go play board games, or go, do any activities that I like doing. Sundays are my day where we'll go to church, and then we'll go to my parents. We have a lunch we do every Sunday there, and we'll usually end up staying there till like 6 or 7, and then we get back home at that point, and then just prepare for the rest of the week. So now I can say that through the process, it's helped me create this kind of a schedule, which I really like. I'm a very scheduled person, and it works well for me. Another hobby I actually recently started picking up that I've been telling you about, Cam, is cooking. Kind of bachelor style cooking so far, and nothing too fancy. But just kind of learning the basics of it, and really getting into that. So that's been really good. Been cooking most of my dinners, and making my lunches for the week and everything too. It's really feels like now that I just have time that I get to spend willingly, that I want to do. Um, it's a really freeing feeling, honestly. I didn't think I would be able to do it, but I did, man. And, Cam, you've definitely helped so much. I probably could not do it without you. Um, and it really just took it to the next level for me. And it's been awesome. I love being free of it. I mean, it's incredible. It's like a weight off of my shoulders. It's like, when I get home from work now, it's not like, all right, what video game am I playing? It's like, all right, what am I doing today? Oh, I have Bible study in a little bit. I'll go to the gym, then come back. It's like you're just doing better things with your life, is what it really comes down to.
Amazing. And I remember there was something you shared with me during one of our calls, which was, I've been trying to quit games for 5 to 6 years. Am I, do I want to just try and do it again, or do I want to get actual help and solve this problem? And, this was when you saw this email I had sent offering to do a call and to see if, the coaching program that I had was going to work for you. And it's so cool and so fulfilling now to look back at that and say, that was a decisive decision that you made that has now led to this weight off your shoulders, this freedom to be able to engage in healthier activities, healthier habits, spend more time with your wife, quality time, a better relationship with your family, right? A greater sense of purpose in like why you're doing what you're doing, and continuing to double down on that to create this new life for yourself. And here we are, kind of 94 days later, and I mean, it's just been one day at a time, but you've got there, and I mean, you accomplished 90 days without games, which is incredible. And this is really just the beginning, right? So this is going to be something that will continue on, and I'm excited to follow along and come for breakfast at some point when I'm in Kansas, and really look forward to that. What would be one piece of advice that you'd have for others who are thinking about getting started with Game Quitters?
I think a big point that we've talked about is, are you really ready to quit? Because 3 years ago, when I kind of tried to quit, I felt like I maybe was ready, but I didn't really want to put in all the effort to do that thing. It was like, oh, I'm like really excited about this thing. I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna do it on my own. I can do it with my own will, blah blah blah. And it lasts 15 days. You're on fire for it, and then boom, you're back at it. Um, a big thing that we talked about is just a lot of it is timing. If you really feel like you are just at the end and you are like, I am just so done with these games, I cannot do this another day, make the decision, take the leap. I guarantee you will not regret it at all. But I'm telling you, if you do not feel like you're 100% ready and you commit to this, you may not be fully successful. You really, really gotta want it. You gotta want it to the point of like, I'm ready to change my life around. I was ready. I felt like video games was something, to me, it felt like something in my youth that I just needed to let go. It was like this bad habit that just kind of dragged along with me for all of the years. it just felt like this childish thing when it was like, I just need to move on from this. I'm just ready. So my biggest piece of advice is really just dig deep and check yourself. See if you're really ready for the move. And if you are, do something. And by do something, for me, I would reach out to Cam here. I mean, he's been phenomenal. If you're really serious about quitting and you want it to happen, do it.
For people who are watching this, if you're serious about getting this area of your life under control, if you're serious about whether it's quitting games or reducing it to a manageable point where you can still focus on other areas of your life, then you can go to gamequiz.com/apply and you can schedule a call with me to talk about if this program is going to be the right fit for you. Just like with Caleb, when he saw that opportunity, he took it, and here we are 94 days later where things have improved significantly, not just with work, but in his relationship, in his health, and specifically in his mindset, in his direction and his focus for his life. And for me personally, it's such an honor to be able to be on that journey together. And it really is, it's an incredible change that can happen in your life when you're decisive to make that change. So if you're watching this and you're ready for that change, go to gamequiz.com/apply, apply for a call, book a call, and let's get started today. And Caleb, I just want to say thank you, man. Like, it's been a true honor for me watching you over the last 94 days, and I can't wait to see where things go for you in the future. So thanks for sharing your story today with everyone, and thanks for all the work that you did for yourself, and ultimately thanks for stepping up, because you had a choice 6 years ago, you had a choice 3 years ago, and you had a choice 94 days ago to say, look, it's time. I've had enough. I'm moving on, and I'm willing to do the work to actually make it happen. And you've done that. And, I couldn't be more grateful for the experience that we've had, and I look forward to seeing where things go for you in the future. So thanks so much for being here. Thanks for sharing, and thanks for the work that you did for yourself.